That day that I decided to take on the SEC, I knew it was a big deal because I was going against the government.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that the community would do what it did. What's more decentralized than 75,000 holders from 143 countries?
Yeah.
All coming together to say, we've had enough of this government overreach and we're going to stand up and we're going to have our voices heard. We can't have these career politicians who all they care about is staying in power, and they're voting on things like artificial intelligence, automation, blockchain, crypto, robotics. Never count America out, man. We live, look at my story, right? I went from living in the ghetto, as poor as you could be, to taking on one of the biggest Washington elites.
Everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. And I'm pretty damn sure the XRP Army just punched the SEC right in the damn mouth.
We're very proud of you, John. We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for your efforts, for efforts like Brad Kimes right behind us for DAI. I was curious though, sir, what was your overall experience like being in a high stakes, much anticipated documentary that we know as XRP Unleashed, now rebranded as Rigged from the Start, The War on Crypto?
Yeah, I like actually Rigged from the Start because it's not about XRP itself. You know, when this all started for me, I've disclosed XRP wasn't as big of an investment at the time that it is maybe today for me. It was more about the government overreach. It was more about not having a level playing field in a so-called free market. And so Rigged from the Start is, I think, a aptly titled thing. As far as being in it, it just shows you that you never know what life's going to do, right? When that day that I decided to take on the SEC, I knew it was a big deal because I was going against the government.
Yeah.
But I had no idea that the community would do what it did. When you really think about 75,000 individual token holders from 143 countries from around the world. You're talking about Ukraine and Russia's at war. We got Ukraine XRP holders, Russian XRP holders that had joined us, and we know we made the difference. No one can claim that we did not have impact when the judge has a footnote citing our efforts and cites the XRP holder affidavit. So everyone in this community should take pride that they made a difference, not just for XRP or their family, but for maybe a better just system moving forward.
100%. I think that the XRP is more like an icing on the cake, but that's gotten everybody together to focus on a bigger picture. And to lead me to my next question is, you just mentioned yourself, we are on a journey that we may have never expected. You ran for senator of the state of Massachusetts. You may have not won, but still you won the crowd. We all love you, John.
Yeah, I love you back, man. I love you guys back. It's a very humbling experience. And it just shows you that when you look at all of us, we're such diverse people, diverse politically, diverse ethnically, all of those things. But at the end of the day, we all want the same things in life. And so it really is a classic example of community. And what we accomplished in this case, Ray, is actually going to be taught. I already know it's being taught in law school. Because when we think about decentralization, what's more decentralized than 75,000 holders from 143 countries? All coming together to say, we've had enough of this government overreach and we're going to stand up and we're going to have our voices heard. It's a very beautiful thing, man.
To that very point, this whole decentralized intelligence movement, do you think that this is just what the world needs, what our nation needs, our country needs to have a reset from the top down?
On day one, I will fire Gary Gensler and appoint a new SEC chairman.
What are your thoughts?
Yeah, listen, I think that what we've just witnessed is going to impact all kinds of industries. I literally had thousands, or maybe not thousands, but hundreds, certainly dozens of internet sleuths at my disposal.
We were sort of talking to John behind the scenes, and John would kind of he'd say, hey, look, see if you can find anything on this. And we were kind of like a Rolodex in a way because we had been in it so long that we kind of could say, oh yeah, I remember when this happened and so was at this conference and they said this. And so we kind of became like social media pit bulls to help John do this thing.
So as DAI or Brad Kynes mentioned, I would say, hey, can somebody find this or whatever? And Ray, within minutes, I'd have some from the UK saying, check this out, John. Or it could be Brad or DAI or anyone else out there saying, hey, here, I found it for you. And when you think about that kind of unity across the board, it can impact all kinds of litigation moving forward, industry moving forward. And I think it's a great case study.
Yeah, absolutely. Is there anything, actually, before I let you go, John, because I know that you've been a hot commodity, you've had a very colorful last few months. And so I'm sure you want to kick your feet up after this.
It's all good.
What's next for you, sir?
I want to see America move forward. We have some real serious times. I ran for office. It wasn't about crypto. It was really about our country. And we can't have these career politicians who all they care about is staying in power. And they're voting on things like artificial intelligence, automation, blockchain and crypto, robotics. We need America to lead and be first when it comes to innovation. And the thing I'm looking forward to is regardless of how you voted in this election, I think there is an optimism coming back about the potential of America and in a kind of revival economic future moving forward. And I think blockchain and crypto is going to be a leading impact of that.
Do you see any other roles for yourself in office?
We don't rule it out, right? Yeah. But I'm looking forward to seeing this case through. If it goes to appeal, then XRP holders will be there. We'll file our briefs. We'll make sure our voice is heard.
In the words of the great Mike Tyson, everybody's got a plan till they get punched in the mouth. And I'm pretty damn sure the XRP Army just punched the SEC right in the damn mouth.
But what's happening for me next, we'll find out. But I'm taking it day by day, man.
Wherever you go, sir, you got the whole community behind you.
I do, and I love them to death, man. I love everybody out there. People think I did the work for free, but not really. Because when you receive that kind of love, that kind of respect, that kind of admiration, I bought more XRP when people would send in affidavits and I'd see their reaction and I'd be like, I'm not vested enough. You know what I mean? Because I want to be part of it. So that benefited me as we see the price go up. And it just goes to show you that sometimes if you just do the right thing, the economics and the money and all that will come through too. And so I'm a big believer in that.
Well, thankfully, we have someone like you at the helm to help us and guide us through the way and make sure that we're on the right path to justice, to a free and fair nation, a productiveness and fruitfulness for humanity. I think we're at a pivotal time, especially with how much tech and politics are integrating, where things are happening so fast.
Yeah, I think there's reason to be optimism. We got some real challenges, 36 trillion in debt, paying $3 billion a day. But we'll see. Listen, you never count America out, man. We live, look at my story, right? I went from living in the ghetto, as poor as you could be, to taking on one of the biggest Washington elites, insiders in Washington, D.C., and Elizabeth Warren. I may not have won the election, but the fact that I could even take her on and stand on that stage and hold my own against her.
You owned her, John.
I'm just saying that that's America, man. And that makes me proud to be an American and what's achievable. And you haven't heard the last of me, that's for sure. We're gonna do whatever we can to make sure America is leading.
Cool. John, excuse me, sir. Appreciate you.
It's always a pleasure, brother. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
I appreciate you, man.
Thank you, John. Love you mucho, John. Thank you. Cool.